Today we're talking about the continuing of the energy shifts. And we've spoken about how we deal with it, how we go through the energy shifts, how it affects us. But let's look at Mother Gaia, let's look at Mother Earth. How does she handle all of these particular energy shifts? Because let's look at it realistically. When we look at the Schumann resonance and we look at all the different sort of things that have been going on, there is a definite pattern where she's peaking higher than she's ever peaked before. And then there's moments of just, it's down, it's almost silent, you can't hear it. And so the question I have is how is Gaia dealing with all of this energy, all of the shifts that are happening within her? Because if we're finding it a bit difficult at times, sometimes we float through it. But at this particular moment, there's been this huge energy come upon us. It's getting us to clear. It's getting us to look at ourselves, to really define who we are and the energy and the I am of ourselves. And sometimes it's not pleasant, as I've shared with myself. And sometimes it's actually really good to observe how we're doing things. But that's us from a human perspective. Let's go in deeper. Let's go into how Gaia deals with it. So what I'm thinking is that, and what I've been feeling is that Gaia will probably want to speak to us. That means I'm going to go on a channel, all right? A little bit unprepared for that, in as much as it's just been sort of like dripping through in the last couple of minutes. And that's fine. But what I want you to begin to maybe talk to me with, in the comments or whatever, is just let me know how you feel Gaia deals with all the energy shifts that are happening compared to we as humans. Now remember, we the humans are living within her and we are part of her. She has helped create us. We call her Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. So there is a symbiotic relationship going on there. So if we are experiencing something, what is she experiencing? When I felt into this, when I've gone into it, and when I was walking around our garden today, there seems to be a sense of electricity in the air. And it's not natural electricity that you get pre-storm or pre-this or just that static electricity from the dry crispness in the air. This was an energy that I was tapping into that was coming from deep, deep within her. Now, I know that we're all pretty much aware of the ley lines that are through Gaia. We've got a lot of energy that is floating through her. She has got magnetic lines, she's got ley lines, the masculine, feminine, etc., etc. And when we tap into this, we tap into energy that's not just local, not just here in Australia or in New Zealand or in England or America, wherever you happen to be at the time. You are tapping in. When you tap into that energy and you allow your energy to drop down into Gaia and into those ley lines, into those magnetic fields, you are actually beginning to feel the heartbeat, the resonance, the frequency that is transitioning and traveling through her field of energy, which is like our blood circulation system. It travels through every part of Gaia, and it picks up this and it picks up that. So if there's pain or discomfort or discordance in one area of her globe, one area of her particular place of being, it's going to be felt in other areas. How does she release? Well, without trying to be sarcastic or uncaring or uncouth, she does do her own way of releasing. We just have to look at the often tragic results, in some ways, of the earthquakes and the volcanic eruptions, etc., floods, mudslips, etc., that happen in our world, in our particular existence, and how she deals with it. Recently, we had that huge, we've had the earthquakes and the volcanic eruption in New Zealand. Now, my heart bleeds. I am so, I have so much compassion for those who have been affected by that. So this message is not a whoa coming at them. All I'm trying to do is look at the holistic viewpoint of how Gaia deals with all of the pressures that are coming on her. Now, there are times where she will have agreements with humanity, agreements where things are said, things are done, things are made pre us coming into the earth realm, and they come about in the fullness of that time. So whether it is that somebody's caught up in a flood, somebody's caught up in a fire, somebody's caught up in an earthquake or a volcanic eruption or whatever it is, these are pre-arranged. Now, as much as it sounds a little bit like that sounds a bit wacky, a lot of us are aware of it at some level in our consciousness. It gets a little bit difficult to take that in when it actually happens in your face, when you become aware of it at a very real scenario, when somebody you know or people that you are aware of in your social circle are affected with things like this. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be quiet for a moment, and I'm going to go off and I'm just going to ask Gaia if she would like to bring some clarity of how she deals with energy, how she deals with the shifts, the changes that are in our part of the solar system, in our part of the universe at this particular time. So if you're out there, if you're watching, give me a thumbs up, give me a smiley face, something to let me know that you're there. Share this around, guys, because I believe that what's going to come through is going to be of benefit for everybody. And I'm just going to go and slip off, and I'll see you on the flip side. And we'll let Gaia or whoever it is, and I believe it will be Gaia, to come through, because we are talking about how she deals with her pain, with her joys, with her shifts, the energy that is flowing through. Greetings, dear ones. Greetings from that which is the very center of my being, of that which is the most peaceful of places. For I am Gaia. I am the voice speaking to you from the very center of my earth, of my place, of my being. From the sentientness of my heartbeat, I come and I greet you, those who I call my plantings. You are those that have come to me, that I have been connected to. I have felt your touch. I have felt your connection. As you brush past me and you go for your wanderings upon the surface of my planet, you've kissed my bark of tree. You've wept upon the soil of my covering. You have bathed in my waters, and you have laughed, and you have frolicked in the fields. And you ask me, how is it that I come and deal with that which you call the energy shift? My darlings, I want you to know that I have already transitioned, moved. I have done the move that you are referring to. For as I begin my journey of expansion, as I go forward into that which is the ascension of my journey, remember, dear ones, I go through, I shift, I break through in the surface of my skin, as you will, to bring out more, to release from the very depths of my belly the pressures. And yes, there are times that where my surface tears and bleeds, but it is not for long. It is not forever that this happens. It is for a moment in time. And there are times where I will be doing what I do, which is breathing, expanding, stretching, in places where humans should not be. And yet I understand your curiosity, your inquisitiveness, like a child seeking the answers of something that is beyond the comprehension of your mind. How does everything work? And so you take yourselves to the depths of the very depths of the ocean. You take yourself to the heights of the stratospheres, and into caverns and into places that are dark and dangerous, because you enjoy the thrill of being with nature, of being with Gaia. My darlings, as I go through my exchange of energy, as I work hand in hand with the universe, and I allow myself to come to the next level of the stretching, of the expansion of that which is my ascension journey, understand I am doing it in preparation for you to join me, to come into the level of connection that I am within my own beingness. And yes, as you and your humanity have experienced various levels of discomfort, various levels of joy, various levels of being in a moment of isolation, and then in a beingness of knowing that all things are equal, and not exactly being able to understand nor explain how this all happens. You are just there at the end of the energy shift. So it is in many ways that I am in a similar way. I will begin to connect with the universe, with the cosmic, and I go through, and I breathe, and I choose, and I release. And as I come to the place where I come to tear the very surface of my skin, where I separate mountain from field, where I separate river from ocean, where I separate water from land, where I bring fire to the surface. When I go through these moments, when the deluges come, and I open up my belly to take in the deluge, this has been forewarned. I have communicated this to you in many various ways, through the resonance of my song, through the animals that are in my waters and the birds in the sky, through the crickets that sing and then are silent. I communicate to you in many various ways, and I have done so since the beginning of time, and I will continue to do until the end of the linearity of this world's time. You are in the most perfect place to experience all that you need. For as I go through my shift, as I go through the energy frequencies and vibrations and bring myself into a resonant place, as I look after that which is within me, and telos, and all that is the openings and those that live within me, so too that I look after those that live on my surface. And when there is times for great movement, great shifting, for a jump and a alignment that is needed, I will do it. But I will announce it to you first. And all I ask is that you hear with a compassionate heart, that you listen with ears that are hearing the vibration and the hum that I am putting out upon the surface of your earth. And the frequencies and the resonations that I sing to you, this is how I go through my energy shift. Everything that happens upon the surface of my body is not my doing. There are many times that humanity has come and tried to intervene or interfere with that which is the working of my shifts. They divert my rivers. They block up my gas, my steam, because they say, oh, we can use this here. And what they do not understand is that when they bank up and they block in certain areas, I will find a way out, because it is my right and it is my way to expel the excess energy within my body into a way of being that is right and right for that which is the earth's surface and those that dwell within me. For as above, so beneath in many ways. This is a time, dear ones, of great shift, great energy. This is a moment where all things are moving for the betterment of you, humanity. My energy shift is to prepare you, to prepare a way that you are open to, that you begin to receive through portal downloads, that you are able to transition with greater ease and greater mobility that which is coming for you and to you. Yes, my dears, I said for you. For the energy that is coming towards you for you to use. It is for your reference. It is for you to be in receptivity of. This is your moment. And yes, as I have transitioned and as have I gone through that which is my vibration, I would remind you to hear the sequences of the Schumann resonance, as you call it, my song. Allow yourself, dear ones, to listen to the vibration, to listen to the resonance, as I begin to lift my voice and to drop it. And you will find that as I do that, there is a pattern within my resonance, within my frequency, that is matched within that which is the solar system. There is a duplication, if you will, a vibration of coming together. I am never far from you in your energy. I am never far from you in your changes, and you are never far from me and mine. And as I go to prepare, I wait for you to catch up, that we may go forward yet again, together in that which is the journey of discovery of the new earth. The new way of being, for it is here. It is coming closer and closer to your awareness. Do not fear for me, my friends, my family, my children, for I am well able to monitor and to care for myself. Humanity has a saying that they say, Gaia does not need humanity to live, but humanity lives because of Gaia. And whilst that is true to a degree, I also need my plantlings. And when I say need, it is not because I have a desperation. It is not because I have a desire for you to do things for me, but it is a symbiotic relationship. It is a relationship of compassion, of friendship, of unity. Because when you understand that it is in the unity that there is the oneness, and in the oneness there is the complete balance of being. Remember, dear ones, we are never too far apart. We are just a breath apart. I am Gaia, and I will speak with you again. And so it is.